Hello everybody, it is Friday, my name is Troublemaker, and this is Wargame European Escalation. I have a match for you guys today. This is one between the NATO player, Wargame Cup champion, tactical extraordinary, Fiva55, and his opponent is around 1900 to 2000 rated. His name is Globo. I don't believe he's actually a smurf, I think he's actually a real player. And this map in particular is kind of interesting because people have been studying Fiva style for quite a while. This map has a lot of tactical opportunities, specifically because there's so many reinforcement points on this map, like freaking more than any other map in the world. You have your two base ones, or your four base ones, I should say, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have your middle closest ones, and then you have two on each side. So it's a complete circle. And this map has a lot of problems for micro-oriented players because it's such a big map. And if people want to play over a stretch of the map or to slow down the map, it becomes quite a problem. And so Fiva does a style of tactic in which he occupies all of the map, all areas of the map, and then just slowly starts shifting his forces around to try and surround his opponent. And whoa, here we go. Globo actually has a lot of transport helicopters and a recon. So this could be used to pick off a command armor. All the while, looks like he's going to go for this Foxtrot base, which is also kind of weird. He does have some anti-aircraft and infantry in this vehicle, and he's going to take this base. That is absolutely weird. All the while, from Fiva, we're seeing what we're kind of expecting from him. He's going to take the middle base, he's going to take this Mike base, and he's going to take this Echo base. And so he's occupying a large chunk of the map. He doesn't understand where exactly his opponent's going to take, and he can use that information slowly over time. So with his kind of tactic, if his opponent was only occupying this side of the map, he can move up this command armor up to Charlie, try and attack Bravo, and if Bravo's not taken, move to Bravo itself and then start attacking Alpha, Foxtrot, really using it tactically. This just is an odd choice, very odd choice for Globo. Going for this random Foxtrot base, doesn't really have any units or a reinforcement point for this base. But he does have a lot of units that will dig in quite effectively. And whoa, big investment here from Fiva already. A big Leopard 2A, but he doesn't know this is coming. This is kind of scary. It's a little bit of infantry. Not quite an all-in, but is a very sizable push of units. And he's got a mix here. You can see he's already some Spoos and BTR behind. So I suspect he's going to have something like an FJB or a... what's a cheaper one than that? But here we go. This is a first big major engagement. Fiva currently 7-point lead. But here comes, yep, the FJBs. FJBs, of course, are anti-aircraft infantry. They have a specific weakness against other infantry and are really only good for denying massive amounts of infantry. Looks like Globo is going to take position in this town. Might try and use this to cut off this command armor from society. And some of these carriers he's not actually going to deploy here. He's actually just going to push ahead with these ones. All the while, very quick to deploy. Fiva55 with 4 AML lynxes and more infantry just strolling in here for Globo. Once again, I have no idea this Globo is. Never heard of him. Never seen his tactics, but he is so far doing an impressive job already with a 200-point lead on his opponent Fiva, who once again, Wargame Cup champion, not a weak link. And so here comes some anti-infantry vehicles. Here comes some anti-tank vehicles. And this is the power combination that really deals with infantry rushes very, very well. And, ooh, a little bit of miss micro here by Fiva. He's just going to allow these vehicles to get clobbered at relatively no cost. And he can't do this too much or he'll be in a lot of trouble. Running infantry, or running tanks into infantry, is just a way to get upset very quickly. And here comes the email lynxes. He's going to pull those back. And he's actually going to use the other lynxes on the other flank as... ooh, way too much damage already done. Really hurting. Moto Strelky's dropped on top of infantry vehicles, going to get them as well. And now Globo is going to be in position to create a reinforcement block right here and isolate the command armors. All the while, what we have else going on? Oh my god. So this was missed. We can see these guys getting away. And now I kind of understand what this is. So what he did here, he had forces, a base put at Foxtrot, to kind of bait his opponent into pulling his forces forward, into attacking here this way. He could come around with the helicopters, snipe the command armor, and run away. He did it at relatively low cost too. It's only a few Conquerors, some FJBs, hasn't lost command armor. All the while, we see these helicopters going to spin around, and that is why these murder rolling twos are out. Now, of course, with these infantry coming in, he can intercept some of these murder rolling twos very effectively, so long as this isn't an FJB. FJBs don't have RPGs, so they won't be able to actually kill a martyr rolling two, and that's exactly what they are. They're FJBs. So these martyr rolling twos should be able to get away pretty effectively. There is a chaparral here already, so but the FJB is just not gonna be able to deal with the links. It's not gonna be able to deal with the martyr rolling twos. You need something like a Motostrelki, a Motostrelci, in to just really crush these things, because they have the RPG. The FJBs have the Strela 2, the anti-aircraft, and here comes the ballsy transport helicopters. Once again, very low ammunition counts, but he's actually gunship helicopters, not transports. He's going to go in for the kill. He can sacrifice quite a few of these. Killing these command armors off is a very expensive process, but it works in terms of resources you'll gain. The cost of these things is so freaking high that when you lose them, and you've been defending like this, you just can't afford to replace them. And so it gives you a very definitive advantage. And yes, Globo does get the double command armor kill with these helicopters, and he might be able to escape with a couple of them. So huge play so far from Globo. He's played a little bit against the army, but not as much, and he's played a little bit against his opponent. And really, it's a lot of isolated forces here for Fiva. A lot of tanks and martyr rolling twos, all in a kind of a useless position now. A lot of infantry in a useless position. The only position that matters for him right now is going to be this middle base, where his sole command armor is, and this hotel base, his closest reinforcement point. And Pusilia is being dropped on top of these PTR Conquerors, and this should be a very short battle. The Conquerors are getting some good hits off on the Saracens, though, not trading at cost. The job of this distraction has been done. More Fusiliers are being pushed forward. Fiva is angry. Fiva is angry. He's not even going to load them into the carriers. He's just going to push them forward with the Leopard 2A4. And he's kind of feeling like he has to get this command armor, because if he doesn't kill this command armor, he's just so massively behind. And all the while, we're seeing more gunship helicopters getting rallied out by Globo. So it looks like he's going to go all in. He's not taking any advantages right now. He's just going to crush. And this is kind of the scariest position here for Fiva. He kind of has to get a fast unit out. I mean, because he needs them to defend this base. If he can defend that base, he could be fine. Conquerors are completely out of rockets right now, so their use in this upcoming battle is going to be relatively minimal. Ooh, missed there on the Saracen, and you know, we're seeing Globo also trying to push his infantry. These are useless infantry now, to try and destroy a few more vehicles, get some big key hits off, and if he can kill off another lynx like that, will be very worthwhile. These infantry are largely going to be useless, not going to be too good. Ooh, an FJB walking up to a crowbar. That's how much he wants to kill something with these infantry. And yeah, that's kind of a, I don't want to say piggish, but it's kind of a weak move. He's actually going to push the ammo links back into the infantry using this gunship helicopter, which is out of fuel, can't really run away, so he'll get stuck somewhere. And ooh, it's actually on a no firing loop. And here comes the major battle. Infantry from Fiva going to push into the woods, and here comes the helicopter support. This is what they're needed. This is what they're used for, picking off these infantry, not wanting to get in range. Here comes the VAB tower from the side. Might be able to take out one or more of these helicopters. Nope, Globo just going to run on by. He hasn't lost his commander here, which is very surprising. He was successful in repositioning it very quickly into the other wooded location. And the VABs are going to jump on top of some Prizik Iglas, a lot of anti-aircraft vehicles, which will be able to deal with Chasseurs very effectively. However, there are tons of vehicles here. He's going to take some significant damages. Fiva might have an opportunity to get back here if he can wipe out a few more of these vehicles, but no. Ooh, double rout on the VABs. That is not good. That is not good at all. Motostrelkis are repositioning themselves right on top of the command armor, kind of like a last-ditch siege style. Once you, after you have fallen past one wall, you go to the other. And yeah, like more of these M113s, that helicopters are picking them off really effectively. And Chasseurs with Prizik Igla, that goes exactly how he expected. The Prizik Igla, the anti-aircraft unit, goes down. Although on this front, it looks like these Motostrelkis will eventually get cleaned up by the AML links. This will give Fiva those small few points that he needs right now. Keep in mind, it's a 1,500 point game, so there's only 140 more points for Globo to win. He only has to win a few more battles. realistically, if he pushed a lot of his transport helicopters in and just destroyed a few more infantry vehicles or infantry, the game would be over. He's playing safer though, moving his commander slowly, shifting it around, just so that's out of a negative position. Basically, if Fiva was to move these infantry vehicles in, or these personnel carriers, to try and deal with this, he could just lose it all. And oh, they're actually completely out of fuel. So these are going to be free gimmies here from Fiva, who looks like he could actually be getting crushed. The Wargame Cup champion getting beaten by a complete unknown. How embarrassing that this happens all the time. Completely different style of play, completely new tactic, and these helicopters are just crushing these infantry vehicles, which some might argue is a little bit of a overkill. They could be crushed with cheap rockets as well. And Motostrelky's still alive. Have gotten quite a few points off of these lynxes, but no big kills. Here comes a rocket. Ooh. So these lynxes are going to be very useless soon. Not much fuel left on them. Won't be able to travel very far. And the Hemet, oh god, Globo stole that for the FJB. And Globo just really wants to finish. There's 60 points left to go. These 4 vehicles here will put him about 10 points away. So if you can get to around 460, you can get a secured kill. Secured win. Trying to get it off of these lynxes. I don't think he will. He's basically chasing them down until they run out of fuel, and they're not seemingly running out of fuel just yet. All the while, Fiva has retaken this hotel base. Hasn't rallied out any units yet, which is kind of interesting. Just taking it. So there wasn't really a grand purpose of taking that base just yet. One Moto strategy down, and it's pretty clear that Fiva has lost this game and he cannot come back. But he can put up a little bit of a fight. Globo going to go after the Chasseurs Famas. This could be... no, that couldn't be game ending. But it could be close. It'll make it even closer. And ooh, Motostrelky getting shot down by the AIM 90 Lynx. So that push will not be happening. And yeah. Here comes helicopters going in for their guaranteed kill now. Now keep in mind, each one of these vehicles is worth... Oh, only 5? I thought they were worth 10 each. Dear God. They need to change that, patch people. 5 points each, so that's going to put him about 20 away after he kills these. Not quite as effective as I thought it would be. And now he's 25 points behind. Actually, it'll be 15 points he'll be needing. All the while, odd choice. Fiva going to get a supply truck, possibly to resupply this helicopter here, which is 1 hit point left. He can't lose any units. Losing units is going to be bad. And oop. Looks like, what? How'd Globo lose? I guess Globo must have DC'd. He must have disconnected from the game because... oh. Globo would have beat him in 30 seconds, but he DC'd. Now Fiva gets the win. That's priceless. That is absolutely priceless. I have another game coming up next. It's going to be featuring Dirty D. And if you're interested, it should be up relatively soon. Thank you guys for watching, and join me. Got another match coming up next.